excited. Legacy of Phrecia is happening on February 20th. That is the first day of the league, and I'm going to go ahead and call it a league because there is enough here to warrant calling it that. 19 new Ascendancies, an entirely new endgame to mess around with, an itemized Atlas concept is basically how that boils down. But what they've got here for us now is an additional 4 Ascendancies, the final 4 Ascendancy teasers of Legacy of Phrecia. So let's go ahead and check them out. That'd be 2 for the Marauder, Behemoth, Ancestral Commander, the Bog Shaman for the Witch, and then there is the Scavenger for the Scion. Let's start off with that Behemoth. The Behemoth abhors magic and the users of it. No magic, nopers. The truest form of combat should be hand-to-hand, up close, and personal. The Behemoth gets progressively stronger throughout combat, gaining Rampage, Fortify, and Rage. Rampage alone sounds pretty exciting. Let's go ahead and dive in. Sheer Fury. 15% chance that you would gain Rage on hit. You instead gain up to your maximum Rage. Plus 15 to maximum Rage. Forget ramping. I want it immediately. Fueled by Hate. 50% increased Rage cost of skills. Vol attack skills. You use yourself cost Rage instead of requiring souls. You cannot gain Rage during soul gain prevention. That is the Hate Forge built in as an Ascendancy point. That's probably going to be a heck of a lot of fun for a lot of people to mess around with. Incorruptible. Armor also applies to chaos damage taken from hits. That's from the Juggernaut. Steel-willed. 2% increased attack damage per 450 armor. 10% increased chance to defend with double your armor for each time you've been hit by an enemy recently, up to 30%. I don't really know how that would shake out defensively. I've never quite even taken the mastery where defend with double armor, so I have no idea how steel-willed will feel. Mental conditioning. Plus 4 to mana per 4 strength. Power of purpose. 80% of mana is converted to twice that much armor. So this is kind of an armor stacking Ascendancy, is what it's sounding like so far between steel-willed and mental conditioning. Final blow. 10% to unarmed melee attack critical strike chance. Your critical strike chance is lucky while on low life. Unarmed melee critical strike chance, huh? Is this the Facebreaker build? Dire Rampart. Melee hits fortify. Regenerate 0.2% of life per second per fortification. Rampager. 10% increased character size. Hell yeah. Spell skills deal no damage. Your skills or your spells are disabled. Melee hits count as rampage kills. Wow. Holy cow. That's really cool. That's never been done before, I don't think. And then you just have Rampage. Tireless Frenzy. 1% increased attack speed per fortification. 10 to maximum fortification. That's probably a good defensive option. Sorry, I'm still sleepy. Go figure. Rampager. I mean, it just sounds like so much fun. You'd have to, work around with the reality that more things may be spells than you actually realize. But certainly a fun one to mess around with, at least early on. And then Steel-willed and Mental Conditioning sound like they are a duo, a powerhouse if you ask me. So that is the Behemoth. Let's close it and move on towards the Ancestral Commander. The other Ascendancy for the Marauder. This Marauder calls the spirit of his Karui ancestors to his side, not to hide, calls them to his side to both protect him and strike foes down. Be comforted in the knowledge that you have generations of predecessors watching over you. Spirit of Calm. Trigger level 20 summon Spirit of Calm skill when a totem dies while a unique enemy is in your presence. Wonder what the Spirit of Calm looks like. If you're a chieftain enjoyer and you're familiar with that, right? Like, I'm not really sure if that's already something that's been in the game, but hey, something to mess around with. Let's read the other nodes, I guess, connected to the central one. This looks like something from the PoE2 concoctions kind of a wheel. Trigger level 20 summons Spirit of Kahuturoa skill when you take a critical strike from a unique enemy. So these are like the tattooed defensive layers? No? I mean, at least that one is. Trigger level 20 summon Spirit of Utula skill on taking a savage hit from a unique enemy with another defensive layer. Summon Spirit when you block damage, critical strike against a marked enemy. I'm not sure how that one will shake out. Sorry, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. I need to stop. I'm not even that sleepy. Ancestral Defiance. Gain 15% of missing unreserved life before being hit by an enemy. That is Defiance of Destiny, the Ascendancy point, people. That is an extremely powerful defensive layer right there. Forest of Ancestors. +1 to maximum number of summoned totems. 20% of damage taken is taken from your nearest totem's life before you. 20% is nothing to sneeze at, because then you can get the mastery so that it is literally 1/4 of your damage going over towards your nearest totem. And if you have a lot of totems, you probably don't really care that much about summoning another one to continue tanking for you. On a 25% basis. That is crazy. And you get +1 to totem. So, hey. You love that. Ancestral Endurance. +3 to maximum endurance charges. Toughened Skin. Action speed cannot be modified to below base value. Movement speed cannot be modified to below base value. Armor from equipped body armor is doubled. It's kind of like a Juggernaut hybrid node. Kind of cool. Call of the Ancestors, 30% reduced Warcry speed, 120% increased Warcry cooldown recovery rate. This is the Warcry Ascendancy. Log in! Log in! Ooh. But it still doesn't solve the problem that you need the Forbidden Shako with the high-level support gem in order for you to have the most optimal Corrupting Cry. Nearby corpses explode when you Warcry, dealing 12% of their physical damage as damage. Your Warcries open chests. Hey, Horkers, log in. If you're a Horker out there, this is your signal. Ancestral Reach. Strike skills which target additional enemies can do so from 50% farther away. Strike skills, log in. Non-vol strike skills target one additional nearby enemy. This is a great Ascendancy. You know what? All of the spirit stuff, forget about you. All of the stuff on the bottom and the right is absolutely fantastic. I have certainly enjoyed builds that these are aimed at, and I might have to give this one a try. It sounds like a lot of fun. Ancestral Echo. Strike skills also target the previous location they were used. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to give this one a try as double strike or something. Born Under Fire. Nearby enemies convert 50% of their physical damage to fire. Nearby enemies. I mean, 50% is a lot of physical taken as. So, absolutely powerful. But how far is nearby? I don't know. There are certainly a lot of different definitions of that word in PoE, so you'll just have to take it and see how it feels, I suppose. That is the Ancestral Commander. Very, very nice. I enjoyed that one much more than I was expecting. I thought it was just going to be some totem shenanigans, but got a little bit of everything. Let's move on towards the Bog Shaman. This witch has taken up residence in a far-away bog, away from the putrid stench of humanity. She has brewed a set of toxins that she administers to herself daily to gain potent skills in exchange for but minor drawbacks. Minor drawbacks. Reddit will have something to say about that. These downsides are unacceptable! Okay, I'll stop. Sanguine Power. Removes all energy shield. Gain maximum life instead of maximum energy shield from equipped body armor items. -3 maximum life per level. So level 100 -3 maximum, or sorry, -300 maximum life. But energy shield is transformed. I beat that yawn. You all saw it. Pandemic. Lose 5% of life per second if you have been hit recently. 40% more damage over time. What are you talking about, dude? I mean, if you're a dot build, you've got to take that. Holy cow. But 5% of life per second? You are losing 20% of your life every time you get hit. That's a tough choice right there, actually. But that is a lot of damage over time. You're going to be hitting dot cap without even trying. Toad Pact. -20% to all elemental resistances. 50% increased projectile speed. Okay. 50% increased area of effect. Okay. 50% increased skill effect duration. Hey, that covers a lot of bases. So you know what? Who cares about -20% all elemental resistances? Nightblood. Skills gain a base life cost equal to 25% of base mana cost. Go on. Spells you cast yourself gain added physical damage equal to 80% of life cost if life cost is not higher than the maximum you could spend. Okay, so you can't draft more life than would be possible. But that is a lot of added physical damage. I wonder which build they have in mind for that. Bleed builds, right? Probably bleed builds. Nearby enemies have malediction. 30% increased reservation efficiency of curse aura skills. That's good damage. That's good defensive layer. And that is good quality of life with that reservation efficiency. And curses are underused as auras, so certainly a new flavor. Rotten Core. Your skills deal you 100% of mana spent on upfront skill mana costs as physical damage. Skills gain added chaos damage equal to 40% of mana cost, if mana cost is not higher than the maximum you could spend. Added chaos damage. The Nightblood and Rotten Core will certainly demand an answer. Once you choose them, you better have an answer planned, or else they're going to feel pretty bad. Same for Pandemic, in all honesty. I feel like these are extremely powerful nodes, but downsides they certainly are. Right? There's no getting around those downsides unless you allocate some of the stress those nodes have alleviated into dealing with them, right? Which I think is completely fine and rather thematic, in all honesty. I don't really subscribe to the argument that downsides are completely unacceptable. I don't know. Ask me after I've played a couple of hours of PoE 2. Eerie Silence. Grants level 20 Pacify skill. Enemies pacified by you take 30% increased damage. Pacify curses all targets in an area, having no effect at first, but causing them to deal no damage, once 60% of the curse's duration has expired. I mean, does that work on bosses? That's pretty powerful. And then you could just like extend curse duration? No? Am I wrong? I shouldn't try and theory craft this one. I think it's a little bit above my abilities, but I feel like you shouldn't sleep on Pacify. That sounds like a rather powerful thing to take advantage of. Felfen. Nearby enemies' chaos resistance is 0. Chaos resistance is 0. Double-edged sword. Venom Drinker. 100% chance to be poisoned. Self-poison build. 5% to all maximum resistances while poisoned. You cannot be poisoned while there are at least 5 poisons on you. A couple of these, I feel like I'm not smart enough to fully understand what they had intended for them. But I feel like they are certainly targeting an archetype of a build, and that will reel those people in to identify this Ascendancy as like, hey, if I want to do this, this is the one to do it on, kind of. I don't know. Just being fully honest, I was hoping that if they were going to have something like a Bogmancer, where are the frogs, you know? If you're a Bogmancer, there's got to be some sort of a frog somewhere within this Ascendancy. There's still time. The 20th of February is technically an entire week away. Yeah, I find this one rather acceptable. For some of the downsides, as punishing as they are, those upsides are probably absolute powerhouses. So, moving on, Bog Shaman. Let's check out the final Ascendancy. This is the last teaser leading up to the 20th of February. Scion, their only Ascendancy, the Scavenger. This Scion has happened upon a heap of trash, discarded by other exiles, but for what reason? What exile could look at these curios and think that they weren't incredibly valuable? Well, it's hers now, just to decide which to take, as she can't carry more than she can hold. Sorry, I stumbled the words there a little bit. Who cares? Click it! Tainted Pact. Taking chaos damage over time heals you instead of leeching life. Okay, so that's the amulet. Oh, I don't... Is that actually just the amulet? The amulet actually just called Tainted Pact? Whatever. It's an amulet. Fury Vow. Yeah, they're just calling them the amulets. Okay. Modifiers to the number of projectiles instead apply to the number of targets projectiles split towards. Skills fire 2 additional projectiles. You're just getting the best effect of all these unique items, I'm starting to think. Cursed enemies cannot inflict elemental ailments on you. That's from Doger's Tongue. Leadership's Price. You have Scorching Conflux, Brittle Conflux, and Sapping Conflux, while your 2 highest attributes are equal. You just get to choose which unique item do you not want to equip and take full advantage of the best part. Death Rush. Gain adrenaline for 5 seconds on kill. Okay, dude. Zerfie's Heart. I said that weird. Chaos damage can ignite. Chill and Shock. Blunderbore. 40% increased effective shrine buffs on you. You have lesser brutal shrine buff. You have lesser massive shrine buff. Chavron's Wrappings. Chaos damage taken does not bypass energy shield. Holy crap, you don't have to go the trader. You don't have to go Chavron's Wrappings. You don't have to get the modifier on a rare item. This is an absolutely fantastic concept. I love it. I love Chevron's Wrappings as an Ascendancy point. Fox Shade. 20% increased movement speed while on full life. Damage of enemies hitting you is unlucky while you are on full life. 80% increased global evasion while you are on full life. Fox Shade, as an Ascendancy note, sounds much more appealing. Cloak of Flame, 40% of physical damage from hits taken as fire. That's better than the other Ascendancy. It's not even nearby. Holy crap. Cloak of Flame as an Ascendancy point. That is a defensive leer. Leer? I keep stammering all my words. Stasis Prison. 50% of damage taken recouped as life. Debuffs on you expire 50% faster. Only damage from hits can be recouped over 4 seconds following the hit. Very nice. I didn't expect that. I thought they were going to have like a hodgepodge of different Ascendancy nodes and, you know, have it be similar with the way that it is on the actual game. But I'm here for it. And it looks like we've got a couple of more nodes to react to. What the heck? How does she decide? I don't understand. These look like the same tree, but with different options? Let's keep reading. Midnight Bargain, +3 to maximum number of summoned phantasms, +1 to number of specters, +2 to raise zombies, +2 to skeletons, +3 to summon raging spirits. That's a minion node right there. Obliteration. Enemies you kill have a 30% chance to explode, dealing a quarter of their maximum life as chaos damage. Cerberus's Limb. 0.5% of spell damage. Okay, Cerberus's Limb is an incredible defensive lair. Midnight Bargain is just a whole lot of additional minions no matter which type you're using. Obliteration is a lot of screen clear. Nikta's Lantern gives you Battle Mage. Holy cow, if you're a Battle Mage enjoyer, log in. Battle Mage is not easily acquired, so the fact that it could be an Ascendancy point solves a whole lot of problems. So don't sleep on Nikta's Lantern right here. Void Battery, 25% increased spell damage per power charge, +1 to maximum power charges. The Fulcrum, they made it an Ascendancy node, 25% converted to fire, cold, and lightning. Elemental ailments you inflict are reflected to you. So Self-Chill or Self-Ignite is now an Ascendancy node, but the Self-Chill can happen for the Surfcaster as well. This is a little bit more versatile, whereas the Surfcaster can only do Surf-Chill. This is like, what kind of a self-reflection do you want to be? Very nice. Very, very nice. Let's go back and check out that final tree. So I see it now. I see it now. And the first image, we were looking at the left. Sorry, even though I'm like monologuing, my headset just randomly turns off. So anyways, where did I leave off? I see now. The first image, we were looking at the left and right side of the wheel, and then we were looking at the top side. And now let's check out that bottom side of the Scavenger. Probably more unique items. Sinvicta's Medal. 2% increased area of effect per 25 rampage kills. You get rampage, gain a frenzy charge on every 50th rampage kill. I'm a Sinvicta's Medal enjoyer myself, so that being an Ascendancy point rather than a weapon swap, which, hey, GGG, if you're out there, it's really not that big of a deal that people would want a weapon swap for a Rampage from Sinvicta's Medal. It's super, super easy to get that going no matter what build you're playing. All you need is the strength requirement or the dexterity requirement for a skill that can apply like a dot if you're a dot build, or if you're an unhit build, you'll literally choose whatever unhit build skill you want. And you've got Rampage, swap back to your main weapon. It's not that bad, okay? Give me back my weapon swaps. Soul Taker. Insufficient mana doesn't prevent your melee attacks. Your physical damage can chill. You don't care about mana anymore as a melee build on this Ascendancy. Doomfletch. Gain 20% of weapon physical damage as extra damage of each element. You don't even have to have a bow on. You want Doomfletch as a melee enjoyer? There you go. Oro's Sacrifice. But you probably can't choose both. So, bummer on that one. Moving on though. Oro's Sacrifice. Calling Strike against burning enemies. Gain a frenzy charge if an attack ignites an enemy. Flicker Strike. Log in. Starforge. Your physical damage can shock. 20% increased area of effect for attacks. Tahoe's Felling. Trigger level 20. Tahoe's Chosen when you attack with a non-vol slam or strike skill near an enemy. And that, ladies and gentlemen, are the teasers for Legacy of Phrecia. It's happening on February 20th. Mark your calendar. I have been told that that is a Thursday. Don't quote me if I'm wrong. But seriously, you guys are absolutely fantastic. Thanks for watching all of these videos that I've been putting out lately. And if you like what you saw, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to be working on my Surfcaster build leading up to the 20th. And hopefully I'll have something ironed out for you to share. No promises on it looking pretty in POB, but you know what? I'm playing through the campaign. I'm just making sure that it doesn't feel like utter total crap. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. You guys are fantastic. Peace out. See you next time.